Next part on the macro survey here is we're talking about, we mentioned inflation earlier, John, and when I talk to some of our ITDM community peers and I ask them about why their growth is still going up, even despite the uncertainty, and they say they don't have a choice. This is just simply keeping up with the vendor pricing. They're not actually adding on new projects or investing net new dollars into new initiatives outside of GenAI, which most people are, testing. But for the most part, they're saying it's pricing increases. So what we did this time around is we asked them in four different areas how much of an increase we're seeing. So first, here in cloud, we're seeing the majority are raising prices, and the highest one is a 3 to 5%. Some as much as 6 to 10. After that, it really tapers off. But we are seeing anywhere from a 1 to 10% raise, with the majority being around 3 to 5% in their cloud pricing. This is something that you do for a living, that you deal with every day. What are you seeing right now in pricing in the cloud services?
Microsoft raised their prices 20% across the board, and they took the public sector, government, nonprofit, education licenses and increased the price for the first time in ever, as far as I know.
Yeah, I always thought that on the nonprofit education side, they were actually quite friendly. That they were extremely well priced. This is the first time I'm hearing that, John. I'm surprised about that.
Yeah,
'Cause
I mean,
usually,
they're
so
raising prices everywhere. So, and one of those projects that we did earlier this year was moving to a product that was less expensive, just because we were not wanting to continue paying the higher price and saw them increasing prices on us.
that's really interesting. With the amount of other services, the ancillary services that are now agnostic to cloud or agnostic to any environment, to be quite honest, that we're seeing, I wonder if that's a move where there's such a large entrenched base that it's probably not going to hurt them. But you do wonder for net new people or net new projects if people are going to stick with one cloud ecosystem, or if they're going to be more willing to say, you know what, I'm not going to take that pricing increase. I'm going to go use Google BigQuery for my, Gen AI, your data analytics. I don't have to stick with Microsoft. What do you think about that?
Well, I didn't see them raising their price on the Azure products. It was their licensing, their 365 business.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Gotcha. All right. I was specifically talking here about on the cloud side.
No,
Understood.
I'm sorry.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Nope. Okay. Yep. No, no, no. I knew about the licensing on the 365. Yeah. Which is interesting because they didn't include Copilot in that pricing increase, right? They're
I
saying,
think
here's,
they launched it with the higher price already.
sorry, say that again?
I think they launched it with the higher price, so
Right.
they didn't have to raise the price later.
Right. And what are you seeing right now amongst your clients as far as the adoption of Copilot?
It was a big splash when it first came out, and haven't really seen a lot of new seats since then. The first, I'll say, 60 days, we
Okay.
were selling it left and right and haven't really heard much since.
And
And
any
come
feedback
out
on,
with
sorry, go ahead, John. I don't mean to interject, please.
Microsoft has come out with a couple of different flavors of Copilot for sales and for support and for these different things. And I think that may also be kind of contributing to the hesitation. It's like, oh, now there's choices.
Right. Okay. A little bit of confusion in the marketplace. Now I've got different choices. Let me test all of them. Let me see the difference. Also, when you see that, it's sort of a wait and see game. If there's also other options, right? You got Anthropic, you got OpenAI, you've got new things on the horizon, new headlines every day about another offering coming. So, what's the reason to go get yourself trapped in?
Right. And they've locked you into a 1 year for Copilot, which is pretty unusual.
So
So
when
they did a lot of things.
go ahead.
They did a lot of things to cool the interest.
Okay. So the lock-in, the multiple offerings.
Right.
Do you think the pricing was an impediment?
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. I think it was a little high as well when it first came out. If you want people to kind of test this en masse, that wasn't a very good entry price point.
I think they were banking on it being popular, though. Like,
Yeah.
nobody really, the people that did want it didn't care what the price was.